I heard a woman crying in the woods last night. She knew my name. I've been lurking on this subreddit for years, and I always thought the scariest posts were just good stories. I don't scare easily. I'm not into paranormal stuff, I don't believe in cryptids, and I'm not someone who jumps at shadows. But last night, I experienced something I can't explain away. I've been replaying it in my head all day, and I'm posting here because I need to write it out before I lose my nerve. I'm a 27-year-old woman. I live alone in a small third-floor apartment right on the edge of town, about a 15-minute drive from the state forest. I was driving home late from my sister's place last night. She's getting married next month, so we'd been buried in invitations and table plans until way too late. I left her house around 11:30 p.m. Instead of taking the city streets home, I decided to cut through the forest road. It's darker and lonelier, but way faster. No streetlights, just a 2-lane strip of asphalt with sharp turns and deep black on either side. About halfway home, there's a gravel turnout with a trailhead sign. I've driven past it 100 times and never stopped there. But last night, without thinking, I pulled over. My excuse to myself was that I needed to stretch my legs. But honestly, I think I just wanted a breath of cold, quiet air before going back to my stuffy apartment. I got out, grabbed my flashlight from the glove box, and started walking the trail. The woods at night feel different. I could hear every crunch of gravel under my boots, every distant creak of the trees. The fog was low and heavy, curling around my ankles, and my flashlight beam seemed to hit a wall of darkness no matter how far I pointed it. After maybe 5 minutes, I heard it, faint but distinct. A woman crying. It wasn't loud sobbing, more like someone trying not to cry, the kind that comes in jerky little gasps. It came from my left, maybe 30 or 40 feet into the trees. I stopped dead. My first thought was that someone might be hurt. My second thought was that I was a woman, alone, in the woods, at midnight. I hesitated, then called out, "Hello? Are you okay?" The crying stopped instantly. I waited. Nothing. My light swept through the trees. Then the crying started again. Closer now. "Help me!" Her voice was shaky, weak, but something about the way she said it didn't sit right with me. I took a cautious step toward the sound, then froze. "Help me, please." It was the exact same as before. Same tone, same pauses, same everything. Before I could even process that, I heard it again, from behind me. "Help me, please." Same voice, same rhythm. My light jerked between the trees. I couldn't see anyone. Then the first voice started again from my left, while the second voice came from my right, both saying the same phrase perfectly in sync. My stomach knotted, and my body screamed, "Leave." I started backing toward the trailhead. The crying stopped, and then I saw it. A figure, partly hidden behind a tree. Tall, too tall. Its arms were long enough that its hands hung almost to its knees. It didn't move toward me, just leaned slightly out from behind the trunk, as if it was making sure I could see it. From the opposite side of the trail, another shape mirrored it exactly. Both of them opened their mouths at the same time. "Help me, please." That's when I ran. Branches slapped my face, mud splashed up my jeans, but I didn't stop until my car door slammed shut behind me. When I glanced up, they were still at the tree line, one on each side of the trail, watching. They didn't follow. When I got home, I locked my doors and windows, made tea just to have something to do with my hands, and tried to tell myself it was some kind of prank. But my brain wouldn't let it go. I started searching online and eventually found a 7-year-old forum thread. Different state, same description. People called them callers. The post said they mimic distress to lure people off trail. If you answer them more than once, they learn your voice. If they learn your voice, they can find you anywhere. And then one comment, one that made my skin crawl, explained the rest. They repeat the same phrase because they can't create language on their own. They copy the exact sounds they've heard before. Once they learn your voice, they don't just mimic it, they take it. If you hear your own voice in the woods, you don't have long. I told myself I was safe. I'd only answered once. It was 2:47 a.m. when I heard it outside my apartment window. "Help me, please." Same tone, same pauses. But it wasn't the woman's voice anymore. It was mine. I froze, tea mug halfway to my mouth. My apartment window looks out over the parking lot. Nothing but asphalt and a single flickering streetlight. I live on the 3rd floor. Then I heard it again, right against the glass. "Help me, please." Exactly my voice. I grabbed my phone and called the police. They showed up 20 minutes later, searched the lot, and found nothing. But one of them stayed behind while the other took a slow lap around the building. When the second officer came back, he looked pale. He wouldn't meet my eyes. I asked him if they saw anything. He said no. But when they'd circled to the back of the building, they found two long, muddy handprints on the siding directly beneath my bedroom window. They were nearly twice the size of a human's. And the fingers reached almost to my knees when he held his hand up to compare. The officers told me to stay somewhere else for a few nights. I'm writing this from my sister's couch. If you hear someone crying in the woods, don't answer. And if you hear your own voice outside your window, it's already too late.